I think, therefore I am. I confess, therefore it is true. You hear, but who do you believe? I'm here. Can you see me? I've lived here for a long time, and still finding a way out. Why are you here today? Do you wish to be taken to somewhere else? Come, take a peek, with your eyes open and your mouth shut. For untrue truths beget a world of square moons and cloudy nights, of high-definition dreams and blurry waking hours. If one woman alone, our dear Eve, was blamed for turning the world upside down, let's see if anyone can turn it right side up. Please silence your phones and other electronic devices to help reduce the noise and vexations, at least for the next 2 hours, with a pee break in between. Enjoy yourself, while I continue to find a way out.
You have to earn those things by being friendly. If the officers find you cooperative, they will tell me to give you a pillow, a toothbrush, a toothpaste, and a face towel. And then if you're lucky, they might give you a pair of slippers, a change of uniform, and they might return you your undies, but you won't be needing a blanket, I can assure you.
Wait, the blanket is for the mosquitoes. Can I have the clean bed sheet, please?
Hey, I say already, like this is not a hotel. If you want those things, go and ask your case officer. Now, very effective for the mosquitoes. Just don't let them see it. If they do, it's not from me, you understand?
Thank you. Are you a man or a woman?
Let's put it this way. I can guard both male and female cells. That's doubly productive. And I should get 2 salaries for that. Anyway, whether or not you know I'm a man or woman, it's not going to help you out of this living hell. You better start thinking about how you're going to get out of here. Don't even try the golden Hatono way. We've sealed up all the windows.
Look, I know you are different. Can you lend me your mobile so that I can make a very quick call, please?
Hey, Ngiap, the co-opter must have got to your head, huh? If they find out how base lah, they'll charge me for being the accomplice of the terrorist escapee, and then they'll put me here together with you in the cell. Hey, please, huh? I've guarded this place for 5 years, and this is not my idea of a resort spa. Let through, la la, let through, let through, let through, la la. I tell you what, I see your face so kasihan. I'm going to do this just once for you. I'll put you next to our Mr. Good Looking. Maybe he can help you. Now get up. Hurry up!
Hey! Is that you, Miss Khoo?
Who's that?
I'm River Young.
Oh my God. You are that guy they accused of forming a Marxist network to overthrow the system.
I'm sorry. They forced me to stand in for your client, Golden Hatono. I'm sorry, Miss Khoo. Are you alright?
I have not slept for 2 days. Do they leave the light on 24 hours?
I'm afraid so. But our guard, you know that woman police constable just now? She's very helpful, so you can ask her to switch them off if you can't sleep with the lights on, okay?
Right now, I can sleep standing.
Miss Ho, listen to me. You have to steel yourself of what is to come. I overheard the guards. It's all over the papers that you helped Hatono escape.
I guess that's what they were trying to build up to. It's too late now. I have incriminated myself because I couldn't hack it anymore.
Miss Ho, you're not alone, okay? I said worse things about myself and my friends. I don't know how I'm going to face them if I ever get out of here.
Are they going to hang me now?
So far, they haven't killed anyone under the Homeland Security Act. Only drug traffickers enjoy the quick death. Political prisoners and terrorists get their sentences extended indefinitely until they're old and senile.
How did I get myself into this? Maybe you can be my witness, huh?
Like you, I'm meat on a chopping board. You think they let me testify? Miss Khoo, what makes you think you're going to get a trial?
But you can tell the media after your release.
If I get out of here first, I'll certainly do that, but I don't know who is going to get out of here first, honestly.
I can't think anymore. I can't.
Miss Khoo, listen to me. Listen. It's normal that a detainee who first gets here can only think of one thing, okay? How to get out of here. I was like that too. I still am. But meanwhile, you have to learn how to survive this place, okay? As I told you, that woman police constable is very helpful, but there are CCTV cameras everywhere, so we mustn't get her into trouble, okay? Miss Wu? Listen, you're a lawyer, so you should know this, that us detainees have their rights too, so you must demand them if they... I'm sorry, Miss Wu. Miss Wu? A humble plastic bag. Blame for choking up the drains, polluting the sea, taking 100,000 years to degrade, causing toxic smell. But most important, it looks cheap, low class, but it has many uses. You can carry your shopping, throw away your rubbish, wrap the plastic around your bandaged arm, and hey, you can have a shower. You can cover your head from the rain. And you can pull it over your head to snuff out a lousy life. Shit, I can still breathe. Let me do this. Wait, tighter.
Sir, I think we have a problem.
Stay away! Don't come in! Just give me some time! Give me some time! Don't you dare come in, huh? No! Stop!
What do you think you're doing?
What do you think I'm doing?
I think you're trying to kill yourself.
Why do you think I'm trying to kill myself?
You miss your family and knows you have caused them great suffering.
Wrong! Try again.
You hate prison life and the food is bad?
That's better. Hey! Try another one.
You've betrayed your comrades and you don't have the face to seize them.
Who did that to me? Huh? Who? Who made me betray my friends? Who made me betray my wife and my daughter? You even made me betray Miss Ho! You!
That's life. Someone is betraying someone else all the time. A father comes home empty-handed, betrays the children's trust that he'll fill up their little stomach. A mother works more than 12 hours a day, betrays the children's trust that you'll spend the day with them.
Look, life is shit out there, but fixing up your political rivals and beating the shit out of them is not going to make life easier.
It creates jobs.
What?
If your party creates jobs, I support your party. And if your party can provide free medical treatment for my poor boy who has a hole in the heart, I'll be your party slave.
How many kids do you have?
4.
And your wife works 12 hours a day.
No more. I stopped her after we find out about my son's illness. Sir, he tricked me.
Now, I want to see the director. I have every right to see the director. Ah!
This is a maximum security prison! And attempted suicide are punishable by 2 weeks solitary confinement in our dungeon. You remember our dungeon, don't you, River? It makes Dante's hell look like a fucking luxury cruise liner, doesn't it? Now, River, you listen carefully. I'll let it go this time. But you try to be funny with me again, and I'll send you straight back to the dungeon. Do you hear me?
Yes.
Sergeant! Remove all sharp objects from his cell, including his comb and his toothbrush. Leave the lights on 24 hours, install a CCTV camera. Make sure he eats. If he doesn't, force feed him.
I heard that! What I'm asking is, do you realize the meaning of what you have just said? How in the name of the Holy Virgin did he escape?
Investigations are still underway, Minister Madam, but our preliminary findings say that it happened when he was taken to the changing room to change into civilian clothes for the family visit. It was inside the toilet cubicle of the changing room that he climbed out of the top window and fled. The guards found a few rolls of toilet paper outside on the ground, used apparently to break his fall.
Toilet paper? This is enough to make Jesus weep. Is there no bloody iron grill to the confounded window? Did we build a holiday resort or a maximum security prison?
Minister Madam, all the windows of the prison are fortified with iron grill, except that one in the changing room. It must have been an oversight on the part of the builder.
The builder?
The builder?
The builder! You're blaming the blooming builder? What are you for? Director of Homeland Security. Even if you can't get off your hemorrhoidal ass to inspect prison society, prison security, you could have at least kicked some butt and get them to do a bit of work.
Minister, Hatono is a very cunning man. He must have studied the prison ground very carefully.
And all your prison guards have been drinking themselves blind. 100 elite troopers to keep an eye on a few prisoners, and you let a little cripple escape! Why is my family paying you a world-class salary and a 7th-month bonus if this is what we get?
Minister, that is what the opposition has been asking too.
And you are proving them right, you spawn of Satan! I don't care how you do it, but you get that golden asshole back in here, dead or alive, even if you have to sell your grandmother to the devil. Now, you listen to me very carefully.
You did not tell me this today, and I do not know anything about it. When I have dinner with my father and my brother tonight, oh God, it's like chewing razor blades now that Ma is no longer around. I'm not going to breathe a word of this. Have I made myself absolutely clear?
Yes, madam. But madam, what if the president and the senior minister find out from other...
No ifs, no buts! If we hear about this escape from WikiLeaks tomorrow, I'm going to deny it. Like St. Peter denied Christ. Clear?
Yes, madam. Blast that pompous bitch! She gets paid more than Obama and Macau combined, and I have to take the bullets for her!
Director, this aligns with the solid tradition of ministers who have sworn never to do anything useful.
And what might the tradition of deputy directors of government agencies be? Nincompoops! That's what all of you are. Sit on your fat ass from sunrise to sunset while our most dangerous terrorists escape with the help of a few rolls of toilet paper. Did we build a holiday resort or a maximum security prison? Did we build a holiday resort or a maximum security prison?
Maximum security prison.
I spend $10 million a year to maintain this prison, to feed you and your families, to pay for your child's overseas education, to pay for your sex change operation. And what did I get in return? What did I get in return? Now, does anyone have any suggestion how to get us out of this cesspit?
Sir, we have sealed all checkpoints and airports and seaports.
Oh, that's right. Mr. Terrorist is just going to walk through immigration and present his passport to our friendly officer. Sometimes I wonder if you think with your head or your ass. We share a very long border with PKK, and the way the two governments have been quarreling through the years. Our enemy is their friend. If Hartolo crosses the border, God help us.
Director, we have 300 men patrolling the border round the clock. Not even a squirrel can get through.
You bloody well see to that. If Hartolo ever limps his way across the border into the open arms of our enemy, the minister will have you by your balls, assuming you have any. Now, what about the families and relatives of Hartolos? Have you organized a stakeout at their houses?
Well, no, Director, we didn't think he would dare go back to his family.
Have you never heard that the most dangerous place is also your safest bet?
Yes, Director, I'll do that right away.
Am I the only one here doing all the fucking thinking? Now, I give all of you 3 days to get Golden Hartono back inside our jail. Meanwhile, none of this must be leaked out to the press or anyone alive. If this gets out to the headlines in tomorrow's papers,
Director, we have a small problem. A challenge. Hartono's lawyer is coming tomorrow to take instructions from her client about his habeas corpus writ.
Damn those lawyers! They are more troublesome than terrorists! This is national security, not petty murders. Since when do we allow our prisoners to have access to lawyers?
It's in the Homeland Security Act, Director, that detainees have right of access to legal counsel.
Well, screw the white man who wrote that! So, don't just stand there. You're not paid to tell me your problems. Give me a solution for a change.
Director, I have a suggestion.
I'm sorry, there's bad news. The director has extended your detention order for another 2 years.
Ayya!
By the time you get out, your daughter will be in kindergarten or maybe even university if the order gets renewed again and again and again. You're going to miss all her most important moments in life, from a screaming little kid to a bright young lady. And your wife.
Leave my family alone. You should be more worried about what your wife and son think of you.
Now, River, come on. Don't be, I know you're angry, but you're not a thumb-sucking baby. You know our president, you know him. You know how much he hates the liberal socialists, as though they've killed his entire family or something. And nothing gets his blood boiling more than intelligent men like yourself, groveling at the feet of his arch-rival.
I never grovel. Psychophancy is a special talent of the president's men.
River, please be careful what you say. Just because we've turned a small area in a park into a speaker's corner for lunatics with verbal diarrhea, you think we've entered the golden era of free speech? Come on. What's wrong with you? If you repeat this outside, you'd be slapped with criminal defamation on top of your indefinite detention.
Cut out all the crap. What do you want?
Calm down, River. Calm down. Have some tea. Brewed by our most versatile woman constable. River, the director has agreed to consider a shorter detention period if you will agree to do a little job for us.
Yay!
Forget it. Take me back to myself.
River, come on, sit down, listen. Listen, you haven't even heard. Listen. All we want you to do is disguise yourself as Golden Hartono. And tomorrow, we'll take you to see his lawyer. All you have to do is tell the lawyer you've thought about it carefully and decided not to pursue in court the case against your detention. And you tell the lawyer you don't need her services anymore. So easy!
You want me to impersonate a terrorist? First, you make me do a bogus TV confession on pain of having my wife arrested, and then you force me to write statements implicating my colleagues in the party, otherwise you throw away the key. And now, you want me to impersonate a terrorist.
River, the best thing you can do now is do right by your wife and daughter.
I've done everything that you want me to do. Now please just let me out of here.
Which we will after you complete your national service. That will prove to the director that you've given up all your rubbishy Marxism.
If you're so sure that Hartono is a terrorist, why not just take him to court?
My dear River, I don't recall you ever having any faith in our judiciary. In fact, there's one time you called them a kangaroo court, and for that I think you enjoyed 2 weeks hospitality at this very prison.
A kangaroo trial is still better than no trial at all. At least the people can see for themselves what kind of animal the judge is.
River, the court has a backlog of cases to sort out and criminals to hang.
There will be payback time for all of you, and you tell your minister to wait for her divine retribution.
The minister will answer to her maker when her time comes. Your payback is now, River, your payback. You know, River, when this government came into power, you were still wearing your diapers and running around in zinc-roof slums. And just look at how much we've progressed. 80% of our people are homeowners, property is booming, but you and your soggy brain Marxists had to take to the streets, screaming down every institution we have so painstakingly built up over the years. You know we're headed for another economic crisis, and more people will lose their jobs if you subversives continue to just chip away at our solid foundation.
Aiyo.
I mean, River, we are now one of the safest countries in the world. And you want to jeopardize that? For your family? Huh? River, you do this last job for us, and the director will recommend to the minister your release in 3 months' time. With the general election coming soon, the president will accept his daughter's recommendation just to make the royal family look good.
3 months.
3 months.
Can I go and see the director and confirm this?
River, come on. You know the director won't come face to face with detainees unnecessarily. Trust me.
I can really go home in 3 months.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. I need to confirm this with the director, please. Before I agree, I agree in principle, I just need confirmation, that's all. Please. Why can't the director come down here? Just, oh please! It's my right to confirm this. I don't know whether you're telling the truth or not. Listen,
And that's just for starters, River.
What's happening?
You will do what we ask, whether you like it or not.
What's happening?
Why did you make yourself comfortable? Sergeant, help him out. Come on.
What the hell is going on?
I'll explain to you. Relax. In a few minutes, you are going to get very, very drowsy. That's from all the tea you were just drinking. You fucking idiot! Now we're going to inject you with drugs. It's going to make your entire body break out in rashes. Look like it's stung by wasps, so you'll be unrecognizable to the lawyer. However, if you do not cooperate, not only will we not give you the antidote, but we will bring in your wife. And all the antidotes in the world will not cure your daughter's suffering from being abandoned by her heartless parents!
You bastard! There you go! Run!
You're a good man, I know. Fighting for the poor. But your wife and daughter need you also. And your old parents, they'll be so heartbroken if they don't seize you before they die. I've worked here a very long time. And I see so many lives wasted. Play it smart, River. To them, Marxism is child's play compared to terrorism.
Sorry.
Okay?
Sorry.
Golden Hatono will stay here for a long time, whether or not he has a lawyer. So you don't have to feel like you're betraying a comrade. Get out of here first, and then you can do whatever you want and you're free. You do one more rehearsal with him. I'll go get the lawyer.
Where is Hatono?
Hey, you don't have to worry about those things. You just remember what you've been rehearsing with Deputy Director this morning. And remember, any false move, sayang, your family and your face, confirm teruk. And that one you go and keep first.
Miss Khoo, Golden Hatono suddenly contracted a contagious disease last night. This plastic panel is here to protect you from Golden Hatono. You can use the phone to speak to Golden Hartono.
Wait. What disease is this?
We have sent Golden Hartono's blood to the lab. Test result not out yet.
I would like to have a copy of the test result when it's out.
I'll let the director know and he'll consider your request.
Hello. Hi, Mr. Hartono. How are you?
I'm fine.
How did you get all those rashes?
I don't know.
Are you in pain?
No,
Did they beat you up?
no.
What exactly happened, Mr. Hartono? Did they torture you?
Injected me.
Remember, be careful what you say. Remember, the life of the family are in your hands. Just tell her you want to drop all your cases and sack her.
What?
Drop all your cases and sack her.
Hello?
Hello, sorry.
I want to drop all your cases and sack her.
I'm sorry, what did you say again?
I want to drop all your cases and sack her.
Do you mean you want to drop all your hippus corpus writ as well as discharge me as your legal counsel?
Yes.
Why, Mr. Hartono? Are they putting pressure on you? Look, they are accusing you of a very serious charge of terrorism. The writ of habeas corpus is your only avenue to have your case heard in the court of law.
Drop all your cases and sack her.
Mr. Hartono, you don't seem to be very coherent. Are you okay? Like, who is her that you want to sack?
Sack her.
Yeah, her. Who?
Sack
Who
her.
is her? Wait!
Sorry, Miss Hu, it's time to go. As you can see, Golden Hartono is very sick. Please leave now.
What did you guys do to him? He is not quite himself.
Please leave, or do you prefer to be escorted? Fine.
Don't you dare touch me. I demand that you bring my client to the hospital right away.
The doctor has been to see him twice and has brought his rashes under control.
What drugs did you give him? I demand to see your director, or else I will call the international press and tell them that you have tortured my client.
I'll let the director know and he'll consider your request.
My client has been detained here for 7 months. And all I get from you guys is that you will let your director know. If I don't see your director today, I will not leave.
I'll inform the director and he'll let you know.
You guys are more secretive and sinister than the triads, yeah? No wonder nobody from the Criminal Legal Aid Bureau wants to take up this case, and I got arrowed. After so many months being his lawyer, all I know is that my client has been accused of terrorism. But what specific act of terrorism
she wants
and
to
what
seize the
were the
director.
circumstantial...
Christina who?
Yes, and who are you?
Everything here is on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. But I shall oblige you in seeing the director.
Excuse me. Male officers are not allowed to escort women.
Excuse me. First of all, I'm not going to escort you.
What are you doing?
I'm going to
What
arrest
out?
you.
What out?
And secondly, I am as woman as you.
Let me go, you bastard! Oh, bitch! On what charges are you accusing me, arresting me, huh?
Stop shouting or we'll
I
gag
said,
you.
let me go!
I hope you have learned your lesson. Just because you're a senior lawyer, you think you can scream blue murder? Did you actually seize any of
Did you actually see?
Did you actually see any of our officers beat up Hartono?
If your hands are clean, send Mr. Hartono to a public hospital for a medical checkup and not by your crack prison doctor.
The prisoner himself has not made any complaints. Why waste taxpayers' money?
Taking us prisoner is a bigger waste of taxpayers' money. But that doesn't stop you guys from swooping down every time when someone becomes inconvenient.
We have to protect our citizens from vermin like you. Human rights, my foot. If we give human rights to these terrorists, they'll blow off the brains of women and children.
What is the difference between your department and the terrorists?
Wait. So long. If our officers have to produce evidence that can withstand the scrutiny of the court. Scrutiny of the court. Our country would be suicide bomb back to the Stone Age.
Then what is there to prevent the government from abusing the law to clamp down on political rivals?
The people have voted for the government for the past 35 years. The government must have done something right. What have you done for the government? Huh? The system has
Given you a good education and a comfortable lifestyle. But instead of making yourself useful and producing a few babies for our aging population, you have to run to the international press and discredit our government!
Do you know why there are so few babies around? That's because no mothers want to see their children grow up in a police state.
Women like you worship everything from the West and think that our local guys are just not good enough for you. But just give these white trash a few more years and they'll dump you for younger Sarong Party girls.
But you guys inherited the Homeland Security Act from your white colonial master too, and have turned it into a fine art of state repression.
Hey.
Who is he? Are you the director? Wait, I want to speak to you! Director! No! Let me go! Let me go!
And keep her quiet!
Our worst nightmare has come true.
Which one, Director?
Golden Hartono has been caught by the Tikaka barbarians!
But Director, surely that must be good news.
I know you've gotten flabby here, but it looks like all the fat and cholesterol have also gone to your brain too! Our frog-eating neighbor is now basking in the glory of their prize catch and gloating over our major boo-boo. What's even worse, the foreign press is now accusing us of a cover-up of the escape, putting our citizens and neighboring countries at risk of a terrorist attack. We fucked up! Big time! It was your harebrained idea to get a Marxist to stand in for the escapee, and now we're stuck with this squawking lawyer!
Director, hares don't actually squawk, it's a mixed metaphor.
We are staring down our gallows, and you want to discuss literary devices? Tomorrow, headlines of Hartono in the hands of the Tikaka Special Branch will splash across all the newspapers! And if we don't think of a way out of this quickly, those headlines are going to be cast onto your tombstone too, I assure you.
Director, even though we've lost Hartono, we now have who?
Who?
Yes, who?
That's what I'm asking, who?
Director, who is who we have?
Bloody dickhead!
No, she's an airhead, Director.
Who's an airhead?
That's right! Permission to recover, please. Director, we can set Khoo up as Hartono's second in command. who then provided us with valuable information which we then passed on to the Tikaka police, which led to the arrest of Hartono.
Would people buy that? If Khoo was an accomplice, she wouldn't be shrieking to the Vatican and United Nations that Hartono had been tortured.
We can say that that was entirely a smokescreen. That Khoo was trying to set herself up as a human rights lawyer, when actually Khoo is a terrorist herself.
A terrorist?
A Catholic terrorist. Think IRA, Irish Republican Army. Then even the West won't want to help her.
Well, this had better work. Otherwise, you and I can forget about our pensions and spend our retirement in Siberia. No, wait! How are we going to explain our momentary security lapse?
We can blame it on the rules of detainees' access to lawyers. Under the rules, we are not allowed to frisk lawyers. And who made use of this loophole to smuggle in a few pieces of toilet paper roll, which he then passed on to Hartono, who then took it with him to the toilet and threw it out of the window before he jumped. Ah!
Not bad, Deputy Director. Perhaps we need to re-evaluate your year-end performance.
Why, thank you, Director.
Okay, you go and carry out our plan and deal with that woman. I'll speak to PR and issue a press statement this afternoon. I want 5 pairs of eyes on Khoo at all times. And don't let her see anyone, especially her lawyer, if she can still get one.
After arrest, no lawyer will defend terrorists.
Excellent. Get her to confess to the whole shebang.
Who?
That's right.
You bring me? Where are you bringing me?
Be quiet.
Where's
I am not done with you yet. Sit down
where's
and
the
shut up! Christina Khoo. Oh my God. You are in deep shit. And if you don't come clean, you are going to be in here for a long, long time.
What are you talking about?
Oh, stop pretending. You know what I'm talking about. Golden Hartono has been caught in a village in Tikaka, and he has confessed that you were his accomplice in his escape.
Golden Hartono escaped? When?
Look at you. You could clinch an Oscar for those acting skills. All right, I'll humor you.
No.
He ran away yesterday.
Yesterday, I just saw him a few hours ago. It's impossible. No.
That was our setup to test your reaction. You think you can pull the wool over our eyes by pretending to be shocked by his bee-stung face and then screaming fire and brimstone of us torturing him?
If I was his accomplice, I wouldn't be so stupid as to have asked for us to see him, only to walk straight into the lion's den.
You probably thought that was your tour de force. You were playing reverse psychology with us, thinking the more attention you draw to yourself, the less we will suspect you. More is less, no?
That's utter rubbish. I told you I got this case from criminal legal aid, and before that I don't even know him or know of
I'm
him.
sorry, your mate now in Tikaka's hands has squealed on you.
Wait a minute. Are you actually accusing me of being a terrorist? Just half an hour ago, you were still calling me Sarong Party girl.
Christina Khoo, this is not a court of law, and I'm not here to debate with you. I ask you the questions, and you damn well give me a truthful answer, otherwise forget about ever sleeping again. Or even going home. Stand up! Get off that chair. Sergeant, turn up the air conditioning. Now I know what you're thinking, Christina. You're thinking that when you get out of here, you'll tell the whole world how we tortured you. But I'm telling you right now, that if, not when you get out of here, the world won't even believe you. Because you, Christina Khoo, you are a terrorist! And the world is sick and tired of terrorists. The world wants peace and food on their tables, not bombs going off in busy shopping malls. Now you had better cooperate with us. Or forget about ever seeing your loved ones again. When did you first meet Hartono?
I told you I got his case from the criminal legal
Besides Hartono, who else are you in contact with?
It's only my client, Theresa.
When were you in Kokanisan and how long was your training in the jungle? When were you in Kokanisan and how long was your training in the jungle? I think Miss Khoo would like some ice water to clear her head. We'll see how much longer you can hold out. I'm not in any hurry.
Sooner or later, you have to cooperate with us. So why prolong the ordeal when the outcome will be the same?
I see war having men breaking down under his examination and begging us to get them out of the room. Not what you like to do.
Thank you. What for me?
Now we're talking. Alright, Miss Khoo. We will not say that you're a terrorist because we know that you're not. Is that fair? Is that fair? But because of your liberal mumbo-jumbo, you've been made use of by the terrorists. The terrorists used you to fight Hartono's case in court, and then later to bring this case to the International Court of Justice just to embarrass the government.
Is that how you're going to fix me?
I'm not done yet! Now we have caught you on our CCTV cameras passing a packet of tissue paper to your client during one of your meetings. Under the rules, any items brought in by families or lawyers for detainees must be surrendered to prison authorities for clearance before handing over. Not only have you flouted the prison rules, but you put an idea in Hartono's head. The tissue paper can be used to soften the impact when falling from a great height. On the day of his escape, Hartono stole a few rolls of toilet paper from the men's changing room toilet, and with the tissue paper that you gave him, he threw him out the window before he jumped. I'm glad you finally realized your crime. Christina, if you want to go home, you will write down the 2 points I just explained to you and sign at the bottom of the page. Look, even if you don't sign, we can still detain you, but it'll be for a much longer period because you show no sign of repentance. But if you sign now, we'll send you back to your cell, get you some dry clothes, and you can get some sleep there. Even the director will consider a much shorter detention period if he thinks you've been forthcoming with your statements. Now you think about this carefully, Christina. Your life is in your own hands.
shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we shall overcome someday. And we'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. One day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we'll work hand in hand one day. And we'll break down the prison walls. We will tear down those prison walls. Together we will tear down the prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. Deep in my heart, I do believe that we will tear down all those prison walls on that day. And the truth will set us free. The truth will set us free. Truth will set us all free on that day. And deep in my heart, I do believe that the truth will set us all free on that day. And we shall overcome on that day.
Hey, you survived 6 months. Things can only get better now that the worst is over. This big cell they moved me to, it's almost luxurious. Hope they will move you over to this block soon, so that we can talk again over the wall. I'm in D10. Come be my neighbor. Take care.
I made friends with 2 lizards today. After dinner, I watched them chase each other up and down the wall. Don't know if they were playing or fighting. Their cackling brought some joy to my joyless cell, now that you have moved out. My cell is like a rest house for creatures big and small. They come here at all hours. I do not mind at all. The moths and beetles come at night, attracted by my light. 3 lizards live in my cell. Their homes are above the light. They love to play among themselves and give me much delight.
Waking up with nothing to do, I help myself with a cookie or 2. It puts up a light that's going stale. Adds a few pounds in the weighing scale.
River, please eat this apple. I don't want you to get stuffed up. The mouse has outrun the cat. Your party, Wendy, is more crowded than when Real Madrid play Barcelona.
You are our supporter.
If we win, then you can go home early. Just don't forget to call me. For coffee lah.
Oh, how is Christina? Did she get my last message?
River, I've tried my best already, so please don't get me into trouble, okay?
But please, can you just give her this last one?
River, listen carefully. If they find out that I'm your messenger, I sure kena. type, huh?
Hey!
Besides, you've got a wife and daughter, right?
Hey! Look! Thank you so much for the apple, but can you please give it to Christina?
You ungrateful brute. I risked my job trying to get you this. Worrying silly about you getting constipated over prison food, and you want me to give this to Christina? Christina. Sudara! I want to give this to the dog on the street.
Does your father want the official version or the true version? According to our agents who have been keeping their ear to the ground, attending opposition rallies, and tapping the phone lines and bugging the offices of opposition parties big and small, as well as monitoring online blogs and websites.
Get to the bloody point!
Yes, madam. According to our agents, if we do nothing now, it would be at best a hung parliament, and at worst, a landslide for the liberal socialists. This has been confirmed by the bookies who are backing Lim Kay Siu.
Ma, you told me to pray hard and I did, but now... So my dear Jackie, what do you propose we do?
Well, since you asked, madam, perhaps we could lock up a few more of the Lim Kay Siu troublemakers on suspicion of terrorism and then release them after the elections. If I may add, madam, this is a tried and tested method which never fails to achieve the desired outcome. And with the recent amendment to the Homeland Security Act, our job is much easier. We no longer need approval from the cabinet to make arrests.
I don't need you to remind me about that amendment, as it was my brainchild. No, wait, that was one of my brothers. Oh, may we not go to hell for it. But 7 days before polling day, we raid the opposition and arrest their candidates. Don't you think that's bad taste? Anyway, the Lim Kay Siu is too stupid to be a threat to our national security. Soon, bleeding heart Obama will be on the phone to my father, dishing out another homily.
Oh, Minister, our Homeland Security Act is a photocopy of the Americans.
Be that as it may, it's the prerogative of the superpowers to tell small countries like ours to do what they say and not do what they do. And what's more, we have been made an international laughing stock for letting our most dangerous terrorists escape. Now, I haven't summoned you in here to account for that, and already you're suggesting another swoop. Well, say something. Well, you know those loony Lim Kay Siu. They're calling for the abolition of the Homeland Security Act. If that happens, you and your department will become history.
Minister, whichever party comes into power will almost always find my department useful for dealing with their old rivals. Politicians come and go, Minister, but state apparatus of control stay for generations.
Your verbal incontinence will indeed keep you in deep shit for generations! Yeah. If the Lim Kay Siu ever come into power, the first thing they will do is to settle scores with you and your department for detaining and torturing their people. You better search every survival instinct in your DNA to get us out of this mess. Otherwise, you can forget about getting that chairman job in our national newspaper after you retire from service. Good. I want a full report
on the affairs of the lip sock, the feelings on the ground, and the political cost of making an arrest at this point in time. First thing tomorrow morning, I want to see it on my desk.
Yes, madam. But madam, can you please give me another 24 hours as I've got an appointment with my psychologist?
There's 7 days between us and eternal hell, and you want to consult your shrink and tell him about your dreams? It's an undertaker we all need.
Tumultuous roar says it all. This is a historic moment for this country. After 35 years in power, the Conservative United People's Party has lost to the Liberal Socialist. The Liberal Socialist has won by a close margin, but enough to have a majority government in Parliament. Wilson Tumbia, the leader of the Liberal Socialist Party, said in his victory speech that his government will carry out sweeping reforms to bring about greater democracy and accountability, wipe out corruption and close the gap between the rich and the poor.
Congratulations, River. You're being released today. We've held up our end of the bargain.
Shall I go and see the director and thank him for his hospitality?
That won't be necessary. The director, as you can imagine, is quite tied up at the moment. Well, not literally, of course. He's busy welcoming the new minister to our department. But he asks me to send you his warmest regards and to tell you, please, let bygones be bygones.
What exactly would the director like me to forget? The electric shock therapy, is it? Or the bogus TV confessions? Oh, I know! The stand-in for Golden Hatono, right?
River, calm down. The director, like all of us, was just trying to keep his rice bowl.
In my 2.5 years here, I've only seen the director once, on my first day, when I was tortured, interrogated, and incriminated. Now, instead of sucking up to the new minister, the director should at least come and bid me farewell.
River, you should know that the minister in the director's office is one of your former comrades before you betrayed him. No one knows what he has in mind for us or for you. So let's not burn any bridges. Keep a back door open for ourselves, shall we?
I think you need the back door more than I do.
River, whatever government is in power, you always need the secret police to do your dirty work for you.
And you need no kid gloves to do your job, right?
Well, who wants to be an enemy of the people when they can be a hero? I've made my choices and I've paid the price for them. I know that. My son left home years ago, refuses to talk to me. My wife doesn't tell her friends about my work. She's ashamed of me. I've been in this department for 15 years. 15 years. I'm 45 years old. What would I do if I quit now? Who would employ an old fart whose only skill is to beat a confession out of some living soul?
In that case, you might want to do something good for your karma.
What would you have me do that would not jeopardize my pension, River?
When are they going to release Christina?
Her name is not on the passenger list for the first train out.
Do you know why? Who gives you the list?
River, don't you see?
The new minister.
Almost, try again.
The new government?
You should know your boss better than I do. Which just proves my point. Whatever color your politics, you'll always have enemies and you will need us to lock them up.
But Christina is not our enemy.
Lawyers are troublesome, especially the human rights variety. You know, if it wasn't for her, we wouldn't have had to drug you and drink the whole Hatono. River, like I said, let's just let bygones be bygones, huh?
You want me to practice selective amnesia? You do this for me. Move Christina to my Shangri-La suite, as you call it, and you give her 5 books of her choice a week, as is her right by law.
You have a thing for viragos, eh?
Don't you dare judge me by your depraved standard!
I'll see what I can do.
And I want to see her before I go.
Certainly. I'm doing this only for you, River. When you get out, please don't forget to put in a good word for me to your boss.
See, Christina, I wasn't lying when I said there's going to be a farewell party, and you are invited.
Can you just leave Christina and I alone for 5 minutes?
Sure.
Hi. I'm so happy for you. WPC said that you have asked for a bigger cell for me.
It's the least that I can do.
Are you doing this only because you feel sorry for me?
In the last 6 months, I feel like I've known you all my life. Your messages help me cope with prison life. Just knowing that you're nearby makes me miss home less. You have become my family.
Be careful of what you say. You might get the wrong idea.
I only wish that I can do more for you.
Well, you bet on the right horse and you're not leaving. But I'm still stuck here.
Christina.
Will you come and see me?
Of course, my dear. I'll bring you your favorite butter cookies.
Every week.
Whenever I can. Waking up with nothing to do, I help myself with a cookie or two. It perks up a life that is going stale and adds a few pounds on the weighing scale.
So, your party will abolish the Homeland Security Act now they're in power, right?
That would be my first priority if I ever get to the center of power.
You wouldn't work with a party that goes back on their promise, would you?
Hey, Christina, you're a lawyer who sees things clearly, not a touchy-feely romantic. Huh?
River, what are you saying that I'm not? I thought you have called for the abolition of Homeland Security Act.
Yes, among many other equally urgent issues, sometimes we have to brace ourselves when politics disappoints us.
With the Homeland Security Act, I can see that very soon there will be no opposition left to vote for.
Our democracy is full of holes, but it's the only one we've got. We need a fearless and really wise government to get that law shoved, but then you wonder how long such a government can last.
You better go before I kill myself with my stinking uniform.
Oh, Christina, I will use what little power I might have to fight for your release, I promise you.
You saw what happened, River. Just tell the court that they have forced you to masquerade as Hartono to cover up his escape, and when it was exposed, I became the scapegoat.
I will do that if I think that will get you out of here.
No, but that's the truth.
The truth won't set you free, Christina. Everything hinges on what Hartono tells the Tikaka police under interrogation, regardless of whether it's true or not.
I was just giving him legal advice pro bono. He wouldn't fix me up, would he?
Well, logically he shouldn't, but under interrogation. One is not logical anymore, right? As you and I know only too well. And besides, the old government seems bent on setting you up just to save their own face. And the people, they only want to see the superficial things.
Give me time, Christina. There must be a way out. The liberal socialists, they hate the old government enough to want to expose their every incompetence. So, even if they don't abolish the Homeland Security Act, there's a good chance for your name to be clear.
I've been here for 6 months. I do not know how much longer I can take it before I can go. I will just go mad.
No. Please, just hang in there for me. For me. Darling, women are stronger than men. From the time we get ourselves involved in this, we have to be prepared for a long endurance test. No yin without yang, no protest without detention. Let's just hope that we get rewarded. If we go to heaven, I will do my damnedest, I promise you.
What? To bring me to heaven or out of here?
Out of here, and then to seventh heaven together.
Sister! Sister, got good news, sister! Sister! Sister, you've won the title. Human rights icon by International Crimes Lay. Hey, sorry, this kind of a work of money, you know? Oh yeah, have money also cannot spend here. Hey, but you don't power leh. 10 years inside here can win award. 15 years want to smell promotion also cannot. And then got supporters some more. The supporters are damn hardcore leh. I tell you, since last month, they've been increasing by the hundreds. Yeah, just this morning, outside the Blue Gate, they're damn daring leh. About 3,000 of them, shouting slogans, singing songs, screaming your name, macam like you just won the elections like that.
I didn't hear any of that.
Hey, I know you can't see what happens outside, but you don't need to tell me you're deaf, okay? A violent riot almost broke out. We had to call in the special forces to open fire into the air just to disperse them.
Was anyone hurt?
A few were injured and 3 died. Hey, but it's really getting out of hand, leh. Your supporters are insane. They are ready to die for you.
What did I do to deserve this? Throw these away for me.
Not again. You've kept his reply letters for so long already. Can don't throw or not? Sentimental leh. And I don't want to throw it away and then help you find again in the dustbin.
This, including what you wrote me 3 weeks ago, which I've waited for 5 months, it's all rubbish. It's a hot shot now and a bastard.
Hey, don't say that, okay? 10 years ago when he was still here, he did a lot of things for you. Don't you remember? I even thought he was in love with you.
He's in love with himself. Do you know that I written so many letters to him, asking for immediate action to stop everything, all those violence and arrests outside? And his government went on to build more prisons.
8 more detention centers to be exact. And yesterday they told me that the biggest one is now bursting with your ever-increasing supporters. And I may get transferred.
Let me do it.
Actually, our government is not that bad, leh. At least we don't see old people collecting newspapers and cardboards anymore. And fewer maids are falling out of windows. Things are actually changing. But I'm still single. Maybe work here too long, become damn sway.
Then I have to be doubly sway to be detained here.
No, you're different. You're a victim. I remember in my old school days, my teacher used to tell us, blessed are the meek and the oppressed. Not so much people like me and the deputy director. You know, I heard he punched his wife like he punched the poor fella here in his sleep. She cannot tahan him anymore, so she left him.
At least he's got his just dessert. But his political master is shooting up the ranks.
Just be grateful lah, sister. But even though River has not visited you in 10 years, at least the government has upgraded our prisons. No more dungeons for solitary confinement, and you've gone from shoebox to presidential suite Shangri-La, right? You know, my mom, God bless her soul, she used to tell me, happy or not happy, life goes on. So, you might as well be happy. Sister, the elections are coming in 2 weeks. You better brace yourself for the better or for the worse. Let's just hope that your new title of International Human Rights Icon can help you release soon, huh?
Christina Ho, the director has asked me to inform you that you have a visitor tomorrow and to please receive your special guest warmly.
Dear Minister, congratulations on your enhanced portfolio, taking over the Ministry of Information as now the Ministry of Homeland Security.
We meet once more. Jackie.
After 10 years, Minister, I am delighted to see that you are in such good shape.
I'm sorry I'm late. I just had to change into a new set of clothes. Those fanatics outside are getting really audacious. And I must carefully reassess my bodyguards. You know, they actually failed to fend off an egg flying right into my face. Can you imagine that?
That's most unfortunate, Minister. I would have done everything in my power to tackle that rotten egg.
Oh. I hope you don't think that I'm here today just to square off with you.
Certainly not, Minister. So wise a move for us to come under the umbrella of the top most efficient Ministry of Information, especially during this very troubling time of uncontrolled rebellion. I am deeply honored to be working under you, Minister.
Oh, indeed, Jackie. Now, you and I have very important things to accomplish in a very short time. And the first thing that I'd like you to do is to stop calling me Minister. It's too impersonal, please. Call me River.
All right. River.
Now, over the next 2 weeks, before polling day, we have to instruct all our state-owned media, social media, newspapers, all our radio and TV stations to publicize intensely the wholesome result of our nationwide survey showing that 95% of all our population are deeply grateful for the sweeping reforms made by my government over the last 10 years. And when asked to list the top 3 reasons why they are satisfied with our leadership, the unanimous response was freedom of speech, equal distribution of wealth, and a sense of belonging.
River, when was this nationwide survey conducted? I don't remember it.
That wasn't any survey, Jackie. You scholars. Look, polling day is coming, and our approval rating is sinking into the great abyss. So we need to improve our image at all costs.
Yes, Minister.
What?
Yes, River.
I notice you haven't taken any notes on what I've just said, huh?
As a matter of fact, I have a very good memory. And that was how I won the government scholarship to read economics at Cambridge.
That's the trouble with the old government, isn't it? Giving scholarships to people with good memory rather than good thinking. Yes. Although I must say that I remember you very well indeed, Jackie. Even though we met only once before. I remember you refused to see me during my darkest hours here in detention.
River? River? Minister Yang.
What? This place. Yes, see to that survey. And have you drafted the response to that activist group, Malfunction 6, who was screaming for the abolition of the Homeland Security Act and the release of all our detainees?
Yes, River, I'll come up with a response right away.
Meaning that you haven't yet?
River, sir, Minister Yang, this is a very thorny issue. If we give in to these people, we'll open the floodgates to all manner of criticisms of the government by the opposition parties. But if we don't, then the voters will say that we are no different than the last government.
If it was easy, Jackie, we wouldn't be paying you scholars the moon just to write a few letters.
My pay has been cut by half since your government came in.
Which just goes to show how much you have been overpaid in the past. Am I right? Good. Now I want you to write an 800-word response praising the activists for their concern for human rights, but don't promise them anything. Just keep it vague. Yes. Now, where are your capable subordinates? It's time that I touch base with them. No, Jackie. This is not in line with our gentle and humanistic approach, right? We have to put down our egos now to reach out to our people. So from now on, no more of this, Jackie, all right? Gentlemen, I've just been telling Jackie here that from now on, we have a new style of governance. Isn't that right, Jackie? And that must be reflected in our every engagement. Yes, please. Now go on, Jackie. Don't you have something very important to accomplish?
Minister Yang, I feel so fortunate to be serving you again.
I'm sorry to hear about your wife and son. It happens to the best of us. My wife deserted me too.
Sir, you look very distinguished as befitting your status.
I remember you very well, my good sergeant. I hear that your son is recovering very well from his hole-in-the-heart operation.
Minister, sir, after 10 years and 2 elections, you still look as dashing as ever.
Our closet supporter! Are you referring to my new hairstyle? The hazards of political office. Now, we have all aged, but you don't seem to have aged at all. Just like this place hasn't aged one bit. How is everybody?
Okay, thanks to the government, I mean your government, I felt completely liberated when I was conscripted to join the Dykes on Bikes on our very first Mardi Gras parade.
We are the truth and gender bending department, sir.
Yes, we are indeed.
Anyway, Minister, sir, you've been very kind to your subordinates. As your loyal servant, may I offer some advice?
Wait. Oh yes, of course. Please. Gentlemen, new style of governance. This is my meet the staff session. Please.
Sir, I was wondering why didn't you close down this prison?
Why you say that?
Yes, gentlemen.
Sir, I believe in payback time now, you know. You forgot what happened in the past already, meh? Remember when the royal family lost power and the president died after a heart attack, remember? See, that was 10 years ago. You thought that was the end of it, but no. 5 years later, when you became Minister for Information, why all of a sudden anti-corruption officers became very efficient. That's why the senior minister and his sister, our former Minister for Homeland Security, got charged for embezzling 3/4 of our country's reserve. The brother very smart. Ran away overnight, leaving behind his poor sister. And then, when the officers arrested at a 58-story apartment, yo, drama, I tell you. She action, throw herself into the ground, and then she slowed onto the sofa and she shouted, "Hail, Holy Queen!" And then she turned around and jumped through her apartment window.
What the hell is that? Don't you see her? Right there behind you, look! It's who you're talking about, it's her ghost! There!
Minister, there's nothing there. I heard there are many ghosts in this detention center.
You mean those that didn't manage to get out?
Isn't that us?
Alright, enough! This place. Alright. Now I am here to see Christina Hu. Please bring her to me now.
Certainly, sir. Minister Young, you should be aware it was very difficult to convince Christina to come and see you.
What do you mean?
She has grown more stubborn.
Damn this place. Where the hell is she? I have got a groundbreaking announcement to make on TV in an hour. Oh, Christine. It's good to see you.
At long last, Minister, after 10 years. Of course, you're a busy man. It takes someone of your particular talent to rise from political detainee to Minister for Information, and then now Minister for Information and Homeland Security.
I would like to have a private discussion with Miss Hu.
Yes, Minister.
Christina, how are you?
One day I'm a happier person, and one day I'm not.
I guess I disappointed you. And I do owe you an explanation. Well, maybe more than one.
Go on, I'm listening.
Oh, yes. Those letters that you wrote all these years about no release. I received them and I presented them to the cabinet several times. I know my responses and replies have been sporadic, but you see, my hands are tied too. We took over a messy state of affairs from the old government, you know. Public transport was breaking down daily. Housing
Are you
prices...
practicing your rally speech on me?
Please, hear me out.
Look, the past is not important anymore. As compared to what's happening outside right now, I am insignificant.
But our past is important. Please, let me try to set things right. 5 years ago, my comrades finally forgave me. And they listened to me, and eventually they agreed to release you as long as you signed a statement.
You want me to sign a statement to say that I was a terrorist? I have never advocated violence, and I will never admit to it. Otherwise, I'll be justifying my own detention.
But Christina, You are the only obstacle to your own freedom.
Women are stronger than men. From the time we get ourselves involved in this, we have to be prepared for the long endurance test. No yin without yang, no protest without detention. Have you forgotten what you told me 10 years ago?
Yes, can we just not talk about that past anymore?
No, you said it. The past is important.
Christina, please don't speak as though you're still a lawyer now. Since I've taken up political office, I've had to deal with far too many ridiculous lawsuits. Please, can we just talk as friends?
Certainly, Mr. Young. So, on the day you were released, you promised that you would do your damnedest to get me out of here. Well, obviously, you haven't done a damn thing.
In front of my colleagues, I cited the Constitution, the UN Declaration from A to Z, the Bible, and even our party manifesto.
I only know that party manifesto are good in picking up dog poo.
You shouldn't have refused to sign that statement.
You know why I did that.
You said that you had implicated yourself as much during interrogation.
But you know too well the circumstances I made that so-called confession, and now you're holding me to it?
Yes, but this government is not responsible for forcing that confession out of you, so they just want to be certain that should they release you, you will not go back to what you had confessed to have done.
Then tell your government to give me a fair trial. Produce the evidence that I was a terrorist. Why rely on some statement taken under interrogation, which they claim they have no hand in?
My government may be no democracy warrior, but in our last 2 terms, we have brought about significant improvement to the lives of our people. It's a long and arduous journey, and we have to set our priorities right.
Thank you for your insights, Minister for Information and Homeland Security. They should have made you Minister for Defense.
I have said nothing but the truth!
You and your Ministry of Lies! Look, why is it so difficult to release me without condition? Even Myanmar had released Aung San Suu Kyi and she don't even have to sign one stupid paper. Oh, I know. Because I'm no Nobel Prize winner and my father was no national hero.
As a matter of fact, Christina, you have won the admiration of many of our people, and they do see you as their Aung San Suu Kyi.
Mr. River Young, I am bewildered. On one hand, you say that your government is concerned that I might go back to my terrorist way, and on the other hand, you say I am the country's Aung San Suu Kyi. Which version do you personally believe, and which version of this too have you been employing to brainwash the public?
It's a thin line between a terrorist and a hero.
I've never been a terrorist, and the cost is just too high to pay to be a heroine.
Whichever way it is, you are now a national risk to this government. More than half our people now have bleeding hearts for you.
So you have finally said it. You guys do not want to release me because you think that I am your strongest political rival.
You are the cause of all these upheavals, Christina. You are to blame.
Excuse me, you were the one who ignored all my letters of appeal for non-violence.
It's your die-hard supporters, those dissidents that are the animals, the beasts. Those endless demonstrations and bloodshed have to be contained. Without mass arrest and detention without trial, this country will descend into complete anarchy.
Is this River Young talking to me, or is this the Minister for Information and Homeland Security?
Look, every government's first priority is to stay in power.
This is the cruelest joke ever played on me. I never give a damn shit about political office. All I was doing was to just ensure that no detainee goes to jail without legal representation.
Christina, this is politics! The more power politicians have, the more paranoid they are about losing it.
Speak for yourself! Not for your government, Mr. River Young. River Young. Do you remember that river I knew 10 years ago? guy whose cell was just next to mine, who wrote me secret notes, whom I composed my poem for, who have helped me to endure so many and so much. What happened? What happened?
Miss Christina Hu, you no longer have to sign any more statement. We're going to release you.
What?
We are going to release you without the usual conditions next week.
What's the catch? And you come here today just to tell me that? Okay. You've said it. You may go now.
Christina, my government and especially I would be deeply honored if you join our party.
Has power made you stupid? I have to be suffering from a severe case of Stockholm syndrome to want to join the party who have imprisoned me for 10 years.
Our human rights record is something that I'll be ashamed of till my dying day, but perhaps this is the price of any social change. And I hope you will grant that most of my colleagues and I have also paid our dues. And now with that, we're putting that behind us. And we focus now on harnessing the talent of our country, regardless of political persuasion, for the greater good. And we deeply hope that you will join us in this struggle.
Does this meeting have anything to do with your coming election?
Christina, I'll be honest with you. After 10 years in government, we have to reinvent ourselves. And your fearless spirit will deeply enhance my party's standing, especially now with your new status as international human rights icon.
I've never been interested in politics, and you know that very well.
We hope that by joining us, you will no longer oppose us. As Minister of Information and Homeland Security, I'm now going to prepare your release papers. Ms. Christina Hu, we look forward to working with you to bring our country forward to become a fair, just, and strong nation.
Fuck you! Let me decide my own fate.
Christina, don't you see that I'm trying to save you? If my party survives this election without your help, you will stay in prison. If we lose, which is most likely what we're going to do, whoever takes power will keep this department just like we did, and you'll never get out of here alive. Why must you make things harder for both of us? Why can't you see beyond your own eyes? Christina, I beg you. Your only way out of here is to join us. And if we win, darling, by heaven's will, we will be together again.
I will always remember what you told me. The truth won't set you free. You sent me a book a year after you left, remember? I only remember one quote from it. You're still in prison if you do nothing better in freedom. I think I might just want to stay here. I want to stay here.
We shall overcome. We shall overcome. We shall overcome someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand. We'll walk hand in hand someday. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. We are not afraid. We are not afraid. We are not afraid today. Oh, deep in my heart, I do believe we shall overcome someday. The truth shall set us
restless now.